Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Medevac Podcast. I'm your host, Christian Meyers, joined by our other host, David Reid.
Hello.
Before we hop into today's episode, if this is your first time listening, we do have a price for the show. You have to share it with a friend or family member or interact with it somehow. It's mandatory, and we will check.
And I'm not seeing questions. We ask about questions almost every week.
Yeah, tag the producer, Cameron, if you haven't met our new producer, by the way. Dave Reardon has left us, unfortunately, but we have a great new producer, Cameron, my younger brother. Shoot some questions and comments to him in the section. Our guest today.
We got some good guests today.
Yeah, some pretty cool people who happen to also work with us. We have Kathryn Strauss. She is exiting the Army active duty right now. She spent a few years in USASOC as an O2 now, right?
Yep.
And she's currently doing the Skillbridge Program with Terra Arma, mine and Dave's business, to transition into business full-time. And Adam Green, lifelong friend of myself and Dave, also works for Terra Arma. He got out of both the Army and the Air Force, served both branches there.
Yep.
And
Army and Air Force. Odd.
Yeah, we'll decide which one he likes better.
Happen very often.
Went from standing up to sitting down in the chair force.
Lots
I
of
forced
walking.
myself to have a standing desk.
Well, welcome, guys. Thanks for being here
Thank
today.
you.
It's awesome to have you.
Thank you guys so much.
Yeah.
Flew in for this.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
very
exciting.
important.
Yeah.
Specifically for this.
Only for this.
No, what else did you fly in for? To meet us for the first time? Because you've been working remotely.
Yep.
Everybody's working remotely now.
Yeah.
You know, this conversation came up to me. Came up the other day about work ethic after COVID, post COVID. And like, it is hard to get people motivated to work nowadays.
Yep.
Have you guys noticed that?
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yeah, especially in a brick and mortar location. I mean, Tesla just sent out like a massive email a couple weeks ago. Elon sent it to the entire company and said straight up, if you're an employee of Tesla, you will be at the brick and mortar locations or you're gone.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 40 hours a week minimum.
So for all of you guys who don't know, we're going to talk about Terra Arma today. And that, like Christian said, is our company. It's an apparel company. It is luxurious, outdoor,
Oh, yeah.
hard use clothing.
Yeah.
And we primarily do government uniforms.
Mhm.
And so we have some people that always are trying to work with us. And speaking of work ethic, I want you to tell them the story of our retail location in AFES of the employee who completely ghosted you. You know, potentially he was
gosh.
hired. We hired this guy.
Yes. Yes.
We hired him. He was hired. Did not answer
He
any
was
of his
talking to me
Yeah.
the day that he ghosted Christian.
ghosted.
So we're
Yes, ghosted.
Oh,
to lay
man.
some background for you guys. Kathryn's our executive assistant, and we kind of run through the hiring process together with new employees. So we're onboarding for a retail associate position. Real simple work. It's pretty mindless, pretty easy to do.
Oh, yeah.
We hired this guy on a Friday, call him on Monday to initiate his start date. He responds to Kathryn, and
He
then when I
did.
follow up to get his information to onboard him, ghost. No response to 3 text messages, two additional phone calls. And then when I call and leave him a voicemail to let him know that, hey, we're not actually going to hire you if you're not going to respond, follows up with a text message saying, well, you know, I just really think that you could be paying more for this
Are
position.
you serious?
We're already paying
I didn't know that part.
$5 an hour over like the what other people are paying.
Well, first of all, it's $7.25 in Texas, which is batshit crazy.
Yeah, that's super
That's
low.
For
huge.
nowadays.
That's too low.
And he came back with a rebuttal after missing several meetings with the owner, by the way,
Yeah, big
and
deal.
to ask
Big
for
deal.
more money,
Yeah.
more salary. So these,
Entitled.
and that's it.
Yeah.
Entitlement. I think the entitlement
Hit
that
it.
people are showing
Yeah.
now is like, I would like to work 3 hours a week remotely, and I would like $150,000 start.
Yeah, exactly. I would like all the money, and I just really don't want to do anything for the money.
And I don't need a college education anymore because everybody has that, and they're not.
A degree doesn't matter.
It really doesn't.
It really doesn't, though.
Yeah, I will say if you're trying to get into business, especially a startup or an early business, be prepared to do a fuck ton of work.
Yeah.
Like there is a ridiculous amount of work to be done, but it's an investment in yourself and in your future.
And also, I disagree with the whole degrees don't mean shit anymore. Degrees don't mean shit maybe for job position. Like, right? They hire a criminal justice major for, corporate business.
I'm a criminology major.
Perfect.
I'm a criminology and sociology
and you're in business.
major.
Look at this.
So like,
I'm kinesiology.
Yeah.
And in the Army, they placed me into the Signal Corps.
Yeah.
So that literally does not connect at all.
It doesn't translate.
Yeah, well, but it does make you a smarter person, and it shows you that work ethic is required to learn. And I think that that's what's important in this environment is adaptability and being able to think on your feet, no?
Yeah. Yes.
You think college prepares you for that better or the military?
Ooh.
I don't have a degree.
Different. So, military's mental toughness. I love that question, by the way.
That is a good question.
Yeah.
Mental toughness. And I think that college teaches you to expand the mind a little bit more, right?
Yeah.
Is, very physical, mental toughness in the military. And then college is really good on getting you into those study habits and getting you into that learning mentality. What do you guys think? That's a great question.
Yeah, it's fair. I mean, and you went to college prior, obviously, since you commissioned, and Adam and Dave both went to college post-military.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which I do think that helped. That's another good thing too, is when do we join?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. When do we go into education, right? If it's fresh out of school, I think it's like a little tough, right?
It was a lot. I mean, going from like school all the way to high school, 12th grade, graduating as a senior, then going directly into college. And I mean, I lost motivation a lot. Honestly, yeah, because those classes, like they wear you down.
Yeah.
And I had to take 12 to 15 credit hours per year and sometimes more than 15. And it's just, I mean, my classes, I started getting remote classes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Or I guess it's not really remote. What is the term?
Telelearning or whatever it is. Yeah.
Online classes.
Sure. Yeah.
And that was honestly, I mean, it was nice because you didn't have to wake up and go to class. But I mean, the program I was in at Virginia Tech, it was the Corps Cadets. And so I still had to wake up at 5:30 for PT every day. So
that part will keep you motivated though.
Yeah.
At least there's some motivation happening there.
Yeah.
That's why I joined the military. I did a semester at college and I didn't have the motivation or the mindset or the responsibility, I guess. I didn't take it seriously. I was just fucking around and I needed something that would push me forward and give me some structure and give me some motivation.
Right.
So I joined the military and that provided it for me. So when I attended college later, I did 3 years of college after, and I then was able to grow up a little bit more, find that motivation and find that resiliency to actually put in the time.
And why did you go to college? After doing Army Special Operations.
Yeah.
With multiple combat deployments.
What did you do?
And then...
So I was a ranger at 2nd Battalion with David, actually, as well. He was in ACO. I was in BCO, so we worked across the street from each other.
So many rangers around here.
Yeah.
Well, how many rangers do you know? 3?
Yeah.
That's a lot. That is a lot. You're right.
Every ranger I know around here has work ethic at a level that I've never seen.
Yeah.
Even beyond. I know Marines typically have a huge, incredible work ethic, but Rangers, for some reason, you guys just love hurting. Just love hurting. I love this. Make it suck more.
Right? You need to have internal fortitude. And I'll make you happy.
Yes. Yeah, that's true.
I could never do that.
Adam, I need you to recite the full Ranger Creed. Go. No,
Let's hear it.
I'm surprised you didn't pop up to attention, brother.
I mean, I don't know what it is. I want to hear it.
Yeah.
Do you know it still?
Yes.
I think so.
I'm going to put you on the spot.
Yeah, I think I do, actually.
I mean, it is an acronym.
This is live in front of millions of people.
Ranger. Ranger. Yes, it is live.
Did you have to say it like every day during training?
Oh, before each. So especially in Ranger School, you have to do it before you eat. And if you ruin one line, so because everybody takes turns and they have to do a letter, a specific letter. And if you ruin it, your whole team gets sent to the back of the line.
No.
and Ranger School, the way it's set up is the person in the back doesn't even get a chance to sit down because they give you 3 minutes per, right, to sit down and eat.
They give you a total time block. And if you're the last person in line, that time block is still running.
So people are shoveling food, from the line right into the trash can,
Yikes.
and that's it.
It got to the point sometimes where like I'd dump it into a bag and just pour the bag into my mouth. I wouldn't. Yeah, you mix everything together. Pour the salt packet in there too. Like
I mean, the food's already disgusting, and
Oh yeah.
Ugh.
And in the Air Force, sometimes they would overcook the lobster, and it would really.
And the filet mignon,
Yeah,
little
lobster
surf
is
and
prison
turf.
food.
Surf and turf day. Like sometimes they would overcook it, and it would just ruin the rest of my afternoon.
Wow.
You
Yeah.
take notice though.
I'd go
about
for a
the-
nap afterwards. I wouldn't nap correctly.
The Air Force
The
chow
naps wouldn't
halls
hit the
though, they're
same.
like really nice, but every time I'd go to there was just like nobody in them.
Yeah, nobody ever uses
Nobody
them for
ever
some
Why?
reason.
I don't
It's
know.
because they have
I mean, if it's good
a
food.
defect per set number of individuals.
They got a personalized chef.
So like
Yeah.
the Army is like, let's put 3 battalions in this one,
Yeah.
defect. And then the Air Force is like, 50 dudes? Brand new.
Yeah.
Brand new for them. Yeah. And also their grass is tear it out and put some beautiful grass in.
Yeah, you walk all over it.
Air
too.
Force bases have the nicest grass.
You can step
You
wherever you
remember the
want.
East
No one
Road
cares.
Gate coming out of Lewis McCord.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
On the right side, there's
Where was that cult that spit on us while we were going in?
that was out of the North Gate.
You know, the Westboro? Was that it? The Westboro?
Yeah.
Westboro Baptist Church.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Yes.
what?
Yeah. Oh,
They
yeah. They blocked us off from base and started spitting on us in
Yeah.
2009.
They would
Crazy
throw
bastards.
batteries off the overpass too.
Just because.
Yeah.
Crazy fucking people. I don't understand that.
Don't understand.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, that is a good point. I think that, the special operations mentality and that military mindset does teach you how to become uncomfortable, right? Getting comfortable being uncomfortable. And I
Yes.
think that if you're used to those situations all the time, life just generally becomes easier. So like to answer your question of like why Rangers work so hard is because you get probably sent to the worst places in the world doing the shittiest jobs.
Yeah.
And then you get out and you're like, everybody's like in a panic mode about what's going on. I'm like, guys, no one's shooting at you. How many times do I say that to you guys?
Yeah.
No one's shooting at you. What's the problem?
Well, that's.
I think he has a really good way of saying that too, is like you have to really experience those negative situations so that you can appreciate the positive ones that you have and apply that to the rest of your life.
Yeah, I've spoken about this a couple times in the past before. I think it's been a while since we touched on this subject, but it is probably my favorite subject to talk about in personal development is I call it the totality of life experience, right?
Yep.
So it's really important to experience vastly negative things so you can appreciate those positive things. Most
Right.
people in their day-to-day life, like traditional people who, run-of-the-mill, regular day, everyday Americans,
Mhm.
they probably live on a scale of 1 to 10, their lives between like a 4 and a 6, maybe a 4 and a 7 if they're able to have really good day. A 4 is the worst thing they've ever experienced, and that just might be like a family member's death or something everyone experiences.
Right.
And that's the worst thing that's ever happened to them. Military members, on the other hand, first responders, people who take risks and put themselves out there, I mean, they go all the way down to a 1 on that scale, right?
Yeah.
Like getting blown up, for instance. That's a fucking awful thing to have.
Can we
happen.
reverse
Right.
the numbers? And because we always say take it to 11.
Yeah, take it to 11. Well, the scale is 2 to 11 now. but it's important to have those 1s because then look how much better does that 7 look when you have the most excellent day you've ever had. You can really appreciate it because your scope is so much larger than other people's.
Yeah.
Right.
It's really important to have those because, I mean, if you're stuck in the middle there, you're never really going to enjoy anything in life, or you're never going to have, big, memorable experiences or anything along those
Healthy
lines.
perspective for
Mhm.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Healthy perspective. So that's it's an interesting subject, I think. How the military and education kind of tie in a little bit. And then I think what we're seeing all the time, especially on this podcast, right, is veterans going into business now. And I think this is such a huge subject now.
Yeah.
And you're seeing it so much more. And why do you think that is?
Well, I think people are tired of working for other people, right? And being around like-minded
Working for the
individuals.
man.
Yeah. Well, like just big nameless, faceless corporations, like they don't care about their employees
Right.
at the end
Just
of the day.
the number.
That is such a great point. We just
Yeah.
don't care. Like employers don't care anymore. They just
I don't
want to
think they do.
break your backs, right? And I think we do this fairly well at Terra Arma. I mean, we're a newer company,
Mhm.
but man, is there something that you've ever asked for that you haven't received from either of us?
No.
You can
Right.
be honest. Yeah, don't.
No. Yeah.
I mean, now's the time to throw us under the bus.
We can't defend ourselves.
Adam's like, he touched my butt once.
Those one times that we were told we were going to get piggy tips and we didn't.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know what that is. What is that?
Well,
Piggy
let
tips?
me interject before and say that Christian has a nickname, and that's the Meat
He
Master.
is the meat master.
Oh my
And
God.
no, it's not PG-13, guys.
It could be.
He's the Meat Master because he's got a Traeger grill and he knows how to use it.
Very well.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Decent meats.
What's your favorite
Decent
meat to cook?
Oh, the piggy tips. So
Piggy tips.
Yeah.
Piggy tips.
That is just fun to say.
It's barbecue pork belly burnt ends.
Oh,
they take like
okay.
6 or 7 hours to make, but my God, they are
I've never had those.
delicious.
Melt in your mouth. Well, Christian will make them Saturday.
Oh, too bad you're leaving.
Well, I won't be here Saturday.
Oh, you're lost. Sounds like a personal problem.
Well, dang.
That's good stuff. So let's back up just a little teeny bit, and I want to hear about your military service, right? So, Adam, we heard a little about you. We didn't dive into the Air Force, which you went to the PJ pipeline as well. Tell us about that experience a little bit.
With one of our former guests, I believe.
Yeah, actually, one of the first guests you guys had on the podcast, Tomas.
Yeah.
I can't remember his last name.
Chris Tomas.
Chris.
Tomas, yeah. He was one of the instructors at the pipeline as well.
Yeah.
And is a beast. Man's a beast. I can't say anything else. He's a fucking monster.
Beat the shit out of you a little bit.
Oh, dude, he on a whim beat the record pull-up like at the schoolhouse. Just on a whim.
I can
Oh
tell
my
you
gosh.
why he beat it,
Yeah.
but that's for another
That's
episode.
for another episode. It's for Chris to tell
Meditation.
you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Deep meditation.
Chris, if you're watching, we know you,
back
brother.
on. Yeah.
Thank you. Man, so you drowned actually a couple times.
Yep.
Like officially drowned.
Yeah, so I passed out underwater a few times and shallow water blackout.
Yeah. Very normal for
that's
that training
terrifying.
iteration.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, they force you to do that. It's your
Yeah, so
conscious
they-
decision to either drown
Uh-huh.
or continue to go.
Yeah, so they induce hypoxia and then have you do some menial task underwater, like tying a knot or something stupid, taking your fins off or something like that. And I was tying the knot down there and passed out. I remember like looking up right before as my vision's kind of like collapsing in on itself. And I'm like, don't fucking go up there. Just don't fucking do it. And then I, drowned myself.
Did you suck in the water? That's what I would assume old Ranger would be like, yeah, I'm not going to break. Just suck in the water. Yeah, just own it. Yeah, buddy.
Speed this up.
Speed it up. I'm sucking right now.
I'm tired of this shit.
Yeah. Oh, man, I hear. So since you're one of the few people that have gone through both programs, like give us a little bit of pros and cons from each. Like, what's the differences you saw? What's the different like temperaments, speeds that you guys operate at? What do you think was harder?
I think that the PJ pipeline is significantly harder for the single fact that at any point in time during Ranger School or even Ranger Pipeline in general, you can stop and take a breath.
Yeah.
In the PJ pipeline, you do not have that opportunity.
It's if you take a stop and take a breath, it's underwater.
It's underwater. You're
Yikes.
breathing water. So
Yeah, and that's such
that's
that's
a lot more of a mental fuck at that point.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, water just naturally has
I am terrified of
a
drowning.
reaction in your brain.
Like, that is one of my
Especially
biggest
when your
fears.
diaphragm's sitting there vibrating in your chest. Just,
Top 5 greatest fear is drowning.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And sharks.
Oh, yeah. That's
But-
number one fear of being out in open water.
Not my fear.
Out in the ocean.
I don't have fears.
I have no fear.
My fear, I have one fear, and that's old age. I don't want to get old. I'm going to, go down saving a burning kitten from a tree or something.
Get into some
Aw.
telomeres, dude.
If anyone caught
Science,
that,
brother,
a burning kitten from a tree.
What does Ricky Bobby say? With my income and lifestyle, I can easily live to 245.
240, 245.
Yeah, 300 easily. I think it's real attainable.
I think it is. I think it's 2022, fellas.
Ricky Bobby.
And then Kathryn, let's hear
Yes.
a little bit. An officer. We haven't had a lot of officers on.
Yeah.
We
Am I the first?
No,
No.
Okay.
you're not the first.
We usually just talk shit about officers on
That's
here.
fine. I talk
but-
shit.
Just
about
Derek,
officers, too.
actually. Derek Carver.
Yeah.
Derek Carver.
Derek Carver.
Derek Carver. And you'll get a chance. You would know. You don't even need to be introduced to that man, and you'd be like, that's Derek.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think
Well,
he's the only guest who's ever just straight up got up. He had an appointment, got up and walked out on the show. Like during a recording.
The man's man.
He is a man's
Derek.
man.
That's funny.
Anyway, so let's hear.
Yes. So I mean, it's not too crazy of a military career, but I was over in 18th Airborne Corps when I first got to Fort Bragg. I was a PL of 20 dudes. I was the only female with all these soldiers. And let me tell you, so there was a female who was in there before me, and her and I were completely different PLs. And so they went from having this quiet spoken girl to this girl who's kind of a little bit in your face. And
were you knife handing your soldiers?
No, I didn't knife hand.
Oh.
But they told me, well, one of them specifically was like, yeah, the rest of the guys, they all think you're a bitch.
Oh.
And I was, but like, that's what happens with females in the military because they had this other girl who's like quiet and then this girl who is not. And so, no, I did enjoy being a PL, honestly. It was a pretty cool experience, but I did get beat up whenever we had missions. We did, what was it called? A warfighter in preparation for deploying. Mm-hmm. And so that was with the 3-star general of 18th Airborne Corps. And so my platoon, what we did was we set up comms for the 3-star. So we would be out there first, and here came, blanking on his name at the moment, but he would come right to our little tent, come inside, test our equipment, and then if it was fucked up, then I'd be getting screamed at by the 06 in charge of me. It was scary as a second lieutenant.
It's always scary at first, right?
Yeah, no, it definitely
Especially
was.
Leadership, they just instill that into you right away.
Especially when you have an 06 in charge of a second lieutenant.
Yeah, and you're brand new.
I was there for maybe 6 months. And
you should have said, sir, with all due respect, fuck yourself.
Christmas salute.
Yeah.
Just kidding. You're still active duty. Do not say that.
Yeah, no, I can't do that.
Sir, with all due respect, I do appreciate your leadership. So that's a great, I think that's a great point too, is, you know, you see it with officers, and we can't really ask this question a lot because enlisted personnel, it's job position specific usually, as per rank. But officers have that 2-year transitional period.
Yep.
Something that you don't see in business. And when a lot of 06s and above and E8s and above get out of the military and transition into corporate business, they have a really hard time with it.
Yeah.
One, you don't have an entourage of individuals helping you out and, doing everything for you.
Mm-hmm.
Two,
delegation.
they're very used to that. Every 2 years, come in, shake the trees, get rid of everybody else, bring in their own people, and they really are a detriment to the company. So, in your humblest opinion, do you think that that's the most beneficial approach to leadership? That's a tough question.
It is a tough question.
Ooh, that was a thinker.
That's a big question.
That was a big question. But an Army officer should be able to
We'll
answer
talk
that.
while you think.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. I was trying to make the guest give it a little bit of time while she's thinking, think. And then we're talking and bullshitting. Well,
I mean,
this is what makes us good hosts.
That's what happens as officers. I mean, you go in, I was a PL for, I think it was right at 18 months.
Mhm.
And then I went over to USASOC, completely different environment. And I was over there for about 2 years. And you don't even have time to understand how the job works fully.
Yeah.
I mean, you have no time at all to get your feet wet.
It takes 18 months to warm up to a position,
right.
in my
And that's
opinion.
when they move you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're getting ready to move at 18 months.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then the 6 months transit. So you have a year of actual, you better get your shit together and lead.
Yeah, if
I didn't
that.
really like that aspect of it. I mean, it's nice because you're switching up jobs, so it doesn't get boring.
Yeah.
So I liked that. But I mean, you're getting thrown into a brand new position and expected to know exactly how it works and how the company ran. Because I was an XO of an HHC, and I had no idea how to be an XO. And I mean, I got the gist of it because my NCOs, they were phenomenal. Oh my gosh, the Green Beret NCOs. I never worked with Rangers, but
Reid.
Rangers are abrasive. That's the biggest thing. They're
Green
just
Berets, I mean, they just
bunch of pussies.
they don't, what I noticed, they just don't take shit.
We keep the competition live, right?
Yeah, keep it live. Hey, I always tell people, Green Berets are force multipliers. Rangers are the muscle of the special operations community.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah. You know, they'll call us when shit goes
Do
wrong.
you guys have Green Beret
Punch
friends
our way
though?
through problems. Fuck
Of
yeah.
course, we got Green Beret friends.
Yeah. And you guys just give each other shit all
We
the
swap
time.
berets. We shave each other's berets at the end of the day. Yeah,
I
get
do
them all
like the
shaped
green
up
beret.
real nice.
Well, y'all's beret is brown, right?
No,
Oh.
you're fired.
What?
Tan.
Okay. All right. Tan, brown, same
Is it-
thing.
you're wearing
It's
a
more
green
brown
It's
than
not the
tan.
same. This ain't the Girl Scouts, girl. I think
I
they
was in
wear
the Girl Scouts and we had our little hats.
little
and everything
brown beret. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a French ass beret.
Listen, I liked my burgundy, my nice burgundy beret. You know,
Ooh, Airborne.
Yeah.
I like
There
that.
you go.
I was
like
airborne. I jumped out of some planes.
Yeah. What did you
Nice.
think of that experience?
Terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First jump.
My legs were shaking. Okay. So there was this girl in front of me, and we were, shuffling to the door. And this girl, she was probably 5 foot, maybe weighed 100 pounds. She fell at the door, and I picked her up, and then
Threw her out. Hopefully.
Yes.
Well, I mean, she got out, and then oh my gosh, it was terrifying. I jumped out, and I don't even remember landing or anything.
Those first few are hard
And
to
then
remember.
that same
yeah.
day, so I did 3 jumps in one day, and that last jump was a night jump. Oh my gosh. I've done 2 night jumps.
Yes.
And you guys aren't
Those
wearing
are the
nods,
best.
right?
I like the night jumps better.
Yeah, you don't jump with nods on.
Oh, yeah.
it's just-
No, we can't see anything. You
It's-
see the
it's
tree
just-
line, and
yeah.
that's when you know to prep yourself and
you
get
see
into
tree
your
line,
position.
and you're like, yeah, feet
and then it's
out,
on,
baby.
and then
Coming
That's
in.
got to be real terrifying. Jump number 3 doing a night jump. Like, I
Yes.
can't see.
There has not been
Okay.
since the fire retarded outfits came out. Am I allowed to say that? Probably not.
That's
Fire
okay.
retardant.
Yes.
Uniforms came out. They were super rigid,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
And they were not good for the field. And
Mm.
every jump that I would ever do in those things, knee to crotch
Mm.
rib. And I do not wear underwear in the military. No, absolutely not. So I'm sitting there, meeting at the, we're, rally point, so RP. And, I'm taking a knee and I'm straight just cocking it out.
Nice.
Fucking wild, baby.
Nice.
Cocking it.
Sure cocking it. And this, my PL comes up and he's like, Reid, your dick's out. And I was like, yeah, I'm just securing the perimeter, sir. That's a great one.
My bad.
Everybody's a jumper here. He's a professional jumper. We all know that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
A little skydiving is a little different. It's free fall.
Is
Yeah, you're fancy over there.
so much safer.
Yeah. And
More fun.
and then what was your first jump like?
My first night jump was
Just jump in general. Jumping out of the plane for the first time.
Oh, it was awesome. Actually,
Awesome.
I loved it.
I would not
It's like
describe it as
one of the
awesome.
biggest reasons
True
why I joined
ranger
the
for you
military,
right there.
You know?
Really?
Yeah, trying to witness epic shit from as close as fucking possible.
You got to.
Yes.
You got to. I think so. Our minimum height that we've done was 800 feet.
That's pretty low.
We did a static line jump from 800 feet. You remember that?
Oh.
Yeah.
And with, I think we had, how many 17s were lined up? 5?
That's
Oh,
Five
you
awesome.
talking about MLATs?
We had a whole,
Yeah.
regiment.
Yeah.
Jump at 800 feet.
How
Out
many
of a
people is that?
C-17.
Well, there were a few flybys.
About 10,000 people.
Oh my God.
Yeah, there were.
10,000?
C-17s
Oh, yeah.
are
That's-
Oh, yeah.
terrible.
So if you see
Significant amount.
if you ever see the iconic Fort Benning,
Yeah.
thousands and thousands,
I've seen
that's
those.
us.
Yeah.
And my God, I was like, what did they teach you? What are some of those, the bicycle kicks, and then you run across the parachutes.
Yeah.
So everybody's surfing across parachutes. We had our captain literally jettison his ruck into someone's chute.
Oh,
man.
gosh.
Yeah, he got
Ooh.
RFS'd for that one.
Yeah.
What is our
And then-
fest?
Released from standard.
Oh, okay.
That means you're kicked out of Rangers
Gotcha.
for life. Yeah,
Yikes.
that's
no
good.
more for you.
That
Yeah.
sucks.
No more. Yeah. And we had, we also had this, who was the platoon sergeant who got hot chocolate all in his M9?
What?
You know who I'm talking
Ugh.
about. He refused to clean it. So he was on target trying to rack is M9.
Stuck together.
And there was hot chocolate. You couldn't use it. Yeah, asshole. Fucking, who's drinking hot chocolate by your M9? Like, what's going on
clearly
here?
he is.
Like,
You know, he likes
before
his
that
hot
kind of an
chocolate.
operation too. Like,
Oh my
come on,
God.
man.
Yeah, it's drink of choice prior to jumps. I'm gonna have a nice hot cup of cocoa.
Wait, so did
Make
you
sure it's
guys
got plenty of marshmallows in it for me, please.
did you guys ever like run into anybody in the air or anything?
Did
Like,
I what?
Oh,
Did you
yeah.
Collide?
Oh, yeah. I watched my buddy break his femur in half. I've never heard an adult female scream that hard.
Oh.
I slid through.
His name was... No.
I've slid through the vent holes on the corners of someone else's parachute, and so we had to ride it in together. It was pretty fun.
Oh, that's
That's
Fun.
a good one.
Yeah.
I'd look at him, hold him tight, and say, if it's you or me, brother.
Oh, I straight up grabbed his chest strap and like brought him.
You have to. Yeah, you have
All
to.
about it.
I've had close calls, but thank God. I don't know what I would do. I mean, I'd probably freak out and then pee my pants or something. I don't know.
For all that you guys that are looking to join Airborne, it's fun.
It's
is
an
a lot.
It is
amazing
fun.
experience,
It is.
and
Yes.
you're gonna love it.
And
Maybe.
I think I was drunk the entire time I was in Airborne school.
Oh,
That probably
Nice.
helps.
It was a very.
It was, well,
you
it
guys
helped
were in
with the
those
shin
barracks, though,
splints.
huh?
Huh?
Yeah, well, you
Y'all were
have
in
to
the
run
barracks?
so slow. It's like
You have the Airborne shuffle. Do
Yeah.
you remember that?
Yeah, but
Christian's just like, nah, I just jumped out of a plane after they personally brought me up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to walk about 12 feet.
I don't think we ran as much as you guys. I mean, they've been changing Airborne School like over the past couple of years. So
dang.
I think when I went, because I went October 2019. So I think it's a lot different than when you guys
Yeah,
probably
They still give
went.
out blood wings or what?
No. I mean, they will if you request it, but I mean,
Can you hit me harder?
Absolutely.
Assuming that's how that conversation goes.
I had, so my first CIB, when they pinned it on me,
Yeah.
they make you take off your full uniform. You just have your tan 499 on, put it in there. Every single person who has a CIB
mhm.
gets to replace it on your body and pin it
no.
on you, blood pin it on you.
Yep.
And I'll tell you what, I still have that CIB. It is bent in half.
Yeah.
It's bent in half. It's a metal.
I
has direct
have
blood
the
on
same thing from, for those who don't know, when you get your Air Force wings pinned on, you get a little tack usually. Well, I was here in San Antonio doing my initial training, and Dave pinned my wings on.
Yeah, I was going to
Aw.
say. It was
And-
me.
Yeah,
He's been around to
That's
pin on a lot of shit.
exciting.
actually.
I pinned on his
the
Ranger tab.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pinned on the Ranger tab.
Well, I mean, I was at an
Cool.
Air Force graduation with like 6 other people graduating
I
this
got
class.
I got a little looks.
Oh, yeah, like the commanders in there.
But I
You
was
hit
in
him hard?
I was in full dress blues.
Yeah, full dress blues with the tan beret. So it's like other Air Force guys pinning on other people's wings. So it's a little pop.
Yeah.
And he walks up and he's like, cracking his neck and like puts the metal wings on. Like, sorry, I can't make you look like a bitch.
Caleb, did you know with Black Rifle Coffee's Coffee Club subscription, you can get fresh coffee shipped to you every month? What? You don't even have to go to the store. Whoa. You don't even have to leave your bed.
What? Wow. How did you get in here? You might want to go ahead and join the Black Rifle Coffee Club subscription before one of these guys shows up at your place.
And my wings literally are bent in a V shape. I still have them on my blues. I never like corrected it. I just kept the V shape on my blues my entire career.
Dang, that's
Gotta
awesome.
love, you know, that kind of old school tradition.
Yeah,
I mean,
Brotherhood.
and this is kind of, in my opinion, like people need a little bit more of that pressure in their lives. Like they need a little hard, you know, adversity. We're used to just everybody doing everything for us nowadays, right?
Yeah.
You know, if your feelings get hurt now, you can't, in the military, you can't even, you could just raise your hand and step to the side if you're about to crack.
Yeah.
And like, I wish we had the luxury of that in combat, but that's not how it works.
Excuse me, can you stop shooting at me?
I'd be like, okay,
stressed.
get on that hill, stand up and raise your hand and ask for help. There's a sniper about 250 meters that way. Okay, good luck.
Here's a VS-17 panel. They'll know who not to shoot at.
Yeah.
Believe that.
Yeah, man, my God. So, I mean, listen, so you're about to exit the military.
Yes.
Tell me,
I
like,
am.
what was your absolute favorite part?
I really enjoyed being over at USASOC and the NCOs I worked with. I think that was because I liked the position as a PL. Every lieutenant or every officer, that's like the one thing that they want to do. Like in college, that's the one thing everyone talked about when, like in ROTC, I can't wait to be a PL. And it was great, but my experience was a little different. And so I just really enjoyed my time at USASOC with those NCOs because they were like kick-ass dudes and ladies. And so...
Just good leadership style or experience?
I mean, the experience, the leadership style, they were always squared away. They squared me away. And I hadn't had anything like that in my entire military career of, 2 years prior to that. But I really enjoyed being over there. And I think, honestly, Airborne school, because every time I tell somebody that I went to Airborne school, they're like, whoa,
no big
you
deal.
were at Airborne school. That's cool. So
That is cool.
Yeah.
That is cool. Yeah.
My dad, oh man, every time he tells somebody, he loves talking about Airborne and like that his baby girl jumped out of airplanes. Because my brother, he's in the National Guard.
And if
he'll
he's listening
never-
to this right now.
Oh, he will. I'm going to make them go back and watch.
Yeah.
But yeah, my brother, no, he won't jump out of planes. So I'm like the badass of the family.
Well,
That's awesome.
I think
So.
I'm going to take you on a tandem at some point, right?
Yeah.
Is that going to happen?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've done one tandem. So I'd love to.
I'll never do a
another.
tandem again.
Hopefully by that time I'll
It's
get
terrifying.
my wingsuit rating so I can fly around you guys, get some video of it.
There's two types of people in this world, doers and donors. What?
Doers and donors.
Doers and donors. You jump out of a plane or you don't, right?
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
How many times have you heard, well, like, why would you jump out of a perfectly good
all the
airplane?
Oh
time.
my gosh. Yeah. all of those like
What-
really old.
When I first-
veterans.
Yeah, they're like the old timers. Yeah.
When I first started, a lot of people enjoy it. Like obviously everyone at this table likes jumping out of planes. It's super exciting. It's fun. It's relatively safe for the most part. A lot of people don't or not interested in it at all. And when I was real young and eager in skydiving, I'd be like, come on, let me take you. Let's go do it.
Yeah.
And a lot of people just aren't interested. And I stopped trying to convince them at a certain point because if people are going to pursue something or go after it, they're going to do it on their own time or they're going to make their own decision. It just got to a certain point like, oh, how would you ever want to do that?
Yeah.
I'm like, well,
people
it
like
goes
being
back to your
comfortable.
concept of the
Comfortable, yeah.
positive things.
And those
Like,
people
you
are
have
gonna live
seek out those negatives.
yeah, exactly. They're going to live between a 4 and a 6 until they die.
Yeah.
Now, if that's where they want to be
And-
comfortable,
I think,
fine.
to break that down a little bit further is it's just sheltered. You're restricted to the box, and the military does a really good job of showing you that there's an existence outside of that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how to kind of navigate those waters. In the military, what's your primary focus? To destroy the enemy, right?
To kill people.
So, yeah,
Wreck their shit.
to do harm to those that intend to do harm to us,
Mhm.
right?
Right.
And that is so outside of the societal guidelines,
Yeah.
And that applies. Is once you're taught that there is an existence outside of that, I think you could take on the world. And that's why I think veterans in business is so important,
Mhm.
right? You have fantastic leaders,
Fantastic leaders.
Right
there.
Yes, people always talk about my eyes. But
I'll give you 20 minutes to stop. Go ahead.
yes,
going.
you have the remainder of the show to talk more about me. That's amazing. So let's talk a little bit more about Terra Arma and why you guys are. I mean, listen, these guys, we beat these guys up all the time and willing to sacrifice so much for this company. And we're like, what makes you guys believe in that mission so much?
You guys. Honestly.
More compliments.
So-
I don't know how to take this.
For me, it's the passion that you guys have behind the brand. And that's what has driven me here to this point. And I just really like, the way you guys talk about it, the way that you talk to all of us. You're instilling a family, and that's what I'm all about.
Yes.
So,
Community.
It
The
is.
family.
It's it's very important. Going back to nameless, faceless corporations, right? They don't really care. And If you extend yourself to care about those that you employ, I mean, there has to be some level of caring about them. You want them to survive. You want them to do well in life, right?
Yeah, and I think we do a really good job of dissecting leadership, and we have different aspects to it, and everybody is involved on this part. You get that military side of things, which teaches you that community, that camaraderie, right? Is that connection totally. I want to see the person to my left and right succeed, so I will bring them up with me. Yeah. In the regular civilian sector, everybody's out for themselves, right? It's, I need to do whatever I will step on whoever I need to get to the next rung. And that is a terrible mindset. And then to complement that, both of us have experience in the nonprofit community. So now you have philanthropy involved too, is sacrificing, some of your time and your resources to help other people out. So the combination of all three of those pieces, I think, makes an excellent area for us to just thrive in. It's not about, making the most money in the world. It's about being with your friends and enjoying your journey together, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So that's excellent, right? So
yeah, I think Terra Arma does an excellent way of showcasing that with our giving program, actually.
Which
Send Together initiative.
Which you manage.
Is what I manage.
Oh,
yeah.
yes. Yes. Please, can we talk about?
To showcase that. So the Ascend Together initiative is our giving program. We basically have two individual pillars that can operate individually or cohesively. The first being monetary donations. We typically take a portion of the proceeds from our collection period, which is a month, and donate it to a nonprofit that kind of falls within our scope of influence. And then the other option is through at-cost clothing, where we can customize from the ground up and give them essentially an incredible product that they can sell for fundraising purposes or whatever they like.
It's so good. And you know what I love about you, Adam, is that your communication skills are excellent. And before we, he's writing a book, a science book. Yes!
Writing a book?
This guy, Ranger, badass, super nerd.
Yeah, I am a super nerd.
This guy, I walk in this guy's office and he's got World Science Festival playing the entire time.
24/7.
Yeah, I definitely enjoy watching.
And he researches
panels of scientists talk about particle physics and shit like that. Yeah.
Quantum physics,
Fucking nerd.
wormholes, whatever, just to put it into a book. I'm
trying to do
incredible
hard science fiction book that's kind of based around our experience together as friends and our life.
That's awesome.
And kind of transition that into...
Kathryn's the wicked troll.
Yeah, we'll have to figure out what character you want to play into. You're part of the script now too, right?
Yeah.
I love that.
I love that.
Yeah.
The wicked troll.
That's exciting. And that's the great thing, right? Is you take that that nonprofit mentality, you put it in a for-profit entity, and you could take on the world, right?
Yeah.
The veteran community is so great is because we all collaborate together, right?
Yeah, I'll let you continue.
Oh, please. I've been talking the whole time.
Yeah, I know where you're going with this. Is a lot of smaller, at least in the last few years, there's been a lot of new veteran businesses that have come about, and a lot of them really active in social media. So everybody kind of knows who each other is, what each other is doing. And a lot of people, when they make those first steps in, they look at everyone else as competition.
Mm-hmm.
And they immediately apply that business mindset, like, I've got to get mine, fuck everybody else. If you put in a little bit of time, and the people who are starting to become more and more successful, there is a proven track record of them collaborating and doing work together. Even if you have businesses that directly compete together, there is a lot of work that you can still do because there's a lot of people that we need to continue serving.
Everybody thinks it's a single pie.
No. There's so many more slices of the pie.
Everybody can have a slice. There's enough to go around for everybody.
If you want to go far, go together, right? Is basically what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If you want to go far, go together. Stop treating everyone else like competition. If your business and your purpose, if you're a veteran getting out of the military and you want to enter business that revolves around military or veteran community, whatever it is, realize that that's not your competition. Those are your allies because they're all going after the same thing. We want to help our friends.
Yeah.
That's it. At the end of the day, it's a business of friendship.
There needs to be a mindset flip in this industry. I'll tell you what.
Yeah. Way too much competition.
It is. It's competition. And you know what? Friendly competition is fine, but it becomes detrimental and your whole business model could crash if you just are going in it lone wolf, right?
Yeah. It's accurate. It's the truth, and that's why we have wonderful employees like this who apply that same mindset. You guys, you showcase that every single day in the work that you guys do. You're interested in coming and serving the greater good, the community that we all love so dear.
Yeah, I mean,
and at least through my program, it really aids in affording me the opportunity to witness more epic shit from as close as fucking possible, right?
Well, that's also true.
To go help all these nonprofits that do other things with other members of this community, and we get to be a part of it too. So I experience all of the different avenues that they have. And
I think by the time this show airs, we will just be returning from Spider Mountain with
that's right.
the Dirt Therapy Project.
Oh yeah.
Check them out. If you are San Antonio local or Texas local, Dirt Therapy Project, what are we doing with them on
So we're going to take them for a 2-day shoot pretty much with the entire mountain to ourselves. They've closed down operations for everyone else and given it solely to us so that we can give 5 riders pretty much an entire mountain on by themselves.
Yeah, so it's a downhill mountain bike park called Spider Mountain. It's about 2 hours north of San Antonio. But Dirt Therapy Project teaches veterans how to ride mountain bikes, how to get involved in that community, how to do basic maintenance and where all the events are going to be at. Spider Mountain closed down the mountain for 2 days for us to go film a commercial with Dirt Therapy Project and bring 5 of their veteran riders out. Yep. They shut down the mountain completely.
Gave us lodging.
Yeah, gave them all lodging for everyone to go ride. I mean, there's a lot of excellent nonprofits out there that we're getting to work with, even smaller ones like this, small local ones. They're making a huge impact in the community.
It's incredible stuff to hear. Some of that is news to me. No, and I'll tell you, there's so many topics to discuss on just what's going on here. One of which is the faith and friendship and faith in the ability to grow. You had 0 experience in business, right?
Absolutely
when you
0.
came in, and in my opinion, it's best to invest in the people that you love. So that they grow. And man, there's going to be hiccups along the way. But you have taken the Ascend Together initiative, both of you guys. I mean, your leadership has been phenomenal as well, to the next level, to the point where now, my God, if you've heard of Terra Arma, mostly it's like, I love what you guys are doing with the veteran community, right?
Yeah.
And Spider Mountain is happening Monday, blah, blah, blah. By the time this airs, you will have done it like a couple days prior.
Yeah.
But also tomorrow, Friday the 17th.
Oh, yeah.
We're also, Terra Arma is heavily involved, in the Robert Irvine Foundation, right? So I'm a vice president there at the Robert Irvine Foundation, where we're raising $250,000
Wow.
for our veteran community. Not only that, but we're bringing 75 active duty and wounded veterans to play in that.
Wow.
So,
awesome.
Terra Arma is front and center with that, always pushing to help these guys out. We're doing auction items for these guys, sponsored holes and tee boxes.
Do you guys have an auctioneer?
Do you know how to do the auction voice?
My dad is an auctioneer.
What?
Oh,
for 22 years. And he could have...
how do you... do you practice?
I don't. I don't know how to do it.
Two. Plate number 4.
700.
Have you guys heard?
They're going to think we're so weird if they already don't. Yeah, that's
the cattle auctioneers, I will say, are like the coolest auctioneers. Sorry, Dad, because he's not a cattle auctioneer. What is it? The cattle auctioneer.
There's different types?
Yes.
But I'm sorry. Was that matter of factly?
Yes.
Did you sass me?
Duh.
I will show you guys a video after this of like what they sound like, because they are insane and they are so fast and they have like a beat to it almost.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. But no, I mean, he went to auction school. Like everybody.
It's a thing.
It's like you go to auction school.
An auction school.
Yeah, you go to school for it.
How does one get an auctioneer who's qualified in yodeling?
I don't know if that's a thing.
That would be good.
A nice crossover.
You wanted to try it. I saw you. You did. He's going to do it later now. I know he will. Right after the show.
You know me too well.
Oh, God.
No, but maybe for next year, if there's an auctioneer needed.
It is a silent auction.
Okay, well, it should be a live auction.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
That would be cool.
I'm going to put my vote in for live auction, because anytime one of those guys...
Honestly, your dad...
Yes, I'm going to vote for my dad coming and being the auctioneer.
Tell you what.
And he's phenomenal.
It's
He works
a done
with
deal.
Nichols Auction Marketing Group. Little shout out. if you need your house auctioned, that's where you go to.
Been foreclosed on.
Yeah, that's amazing. How does one get into auctioneering? That's a good one. That is a good one. And tell you what, next year if he wants to come out and do that, absolutely.
He would love to, honestly.
But the point is there is an incredible group of people that drive that mission of taking care of our nation's heroes.
Right.
And the Ascend Together initiative is a clear example of doing such. And it's a great program, and it's great to see it grow too from someone who virtually had no experience in the field, who's now the voice of Terra Arma.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's incredible. So
The voice.
the voice.
The
The
communications
voice.
of.
Yeah. So
I do want to touch on a couple things before we break for today. I want to talk about your Skillbridge program because we currently have 2 employees. Our producer, Cameron, who's behind the cameras, and Kathryn are both on a Skillbridge program from the military, which is a relatively recent thing. I mean, it wasn't going on when I was in even just a year ago, I think.
I think they had just started it when I was transitioning.
it's about time.
Okay. So it's a couple of years old then.
About 5, I think.
Can you talk about the program a little bit, Kathryn, and your experience with it?
Yeah. So basically, the military offers the Skillbridge program for you to intern with any company that... Basically any company, honestly. They have like a whole list of companies that you're able to, or any company that you seek out yourself. And so they do it for the last 6 months of your contract. And I was lucky enough to do the Skillbridge program with you guys. And I've been doing it remotely from home, which honestly has been pretty nice being away from Fort Bragg.
Don't blame me there.
Yeah.
Huh?
Said don't blame me there.
Yeah, no, Fort Bragg is, But I've really enjoyed getting to know about Terra Arma and working with you guys. And I mean, it's a pretty great program if you're looking to get out of the military and go onto that civilian sector and there's a company that you want to work with. It's definitely what you should do. It's going to give you that in, and you're going to basically...
It does require a bit of forethought and planning though too, right? Because they don't, at least I didn't really even hear about the opportunity until it was about a month before I had to leave for it. So if you are thinking about leaving the military and you do want to use Skillbridge,
I don't think
dive into it.
I don't even remember where I heard it from.
It's not very advertised.
One of my buddies did it, and they just sent me all the paperwork, and it was a pretty easy process. I just found a POC within the Skillbridge office, and she made it super easy, and she was in contact with you guys, and I know you're still in contact with her. But no, I've loved it, honestly.
I think it's one of those transitional programs that's really, really epic, and it's not showcased so much, and that's why we like to touch on it.
Yeah.
The fact of the matter is that how much time is invested into training, a soldier, airman, Marine, whatever, into the military, and then when you get out, you get only a couple of weeks. You know what I mean? Back when we, back in 2013 when I got out, you had 2 weeks of a transitional course that included teaching you how to do resumes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Is it still SFL TAP? Is that still the...
Yeah. Don't quote me on it. No.
Yeah. I mean, we all have... I had to do that, and it was a couple classes I had to take, and they were all online classes. Which is, the big thing nowadays. So I didn't even have to go into the Soldier Support Center, which is where they do all that stuff.
I mean, in my opinion, you should get out with an ample amount of time. Like you have 4 months of a transitional period into the civilian sector where the military is still paying, takes the stress out of it, lets you work remotely, and teaches you the skills required. How do we better implement these programs when we transition out of the military? I think that's very important to note. What about a mental health panel? Now you're having veterans come out. We're still struggling with a number that's around 20 a day, right? It's still it's lower than 22.
Yeah,
it's good.
Going down.
It's going down.
Slowly.
But still, at the end of the day, why aren't we providing these resources to help them transition out? Like we said, teach them how to get back inside that box, right? This is where the community is, and you're now an outsider for most people. And 2-3 weeks is not a transitional period that makes sense on 4 or plus however many years you
Right.
served,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So what was the most irritating thing for when you got out of the military?
Of the Army or the Air Force?
Just, I mean, in general, as far as accountability goes and getting you involved into the job world. And
Yeah, I don't think I was really prepared the first time I separated. I was a little naive and thought that as soon as I, completed my higher education, I would just be inundated with job opportunities that would help accrue massive wealth, but that didn't happen.
Mm-mm.
Whereas now with the transition out of the Air Force, I'm working here and I love it. I absolutely love it. It's amazing. I have this huge opportunity to learn and grow with this awesome company.
and get to do some cool shit along the way.
I mean,
I think that's the
just
best
going
part.
right back to the Ascend together.
I just need an excuse, I mean, we're
Getting to
working
talk
officially
to-
at Spider Mountain, right?
Yeah.
That's officially working.
You're getting
Work.
paid that day, yeah.
Yeah.
Getting
I'm
paid
jealous.
that day.
I wish I could be there with you guys.
You're getting paid that day too, but
Yay.
you won't be there.
Yeah, well, someone has to go home for Father's Day.
Yeah,
Dad.
he specifically said your brother's going to be home on Saturday.
He said, I'll auction you
So I
off
was
if you're
like,
not here.
all right.
Sorry, Dad, I'm just trying to prove myself.
He's going to love all of these shout outs. Shout out to you, Mom. Love you.
Yeah.
Guys, well, dude, we could talk, and I'm sure we'll be on the podcast again together. But let us know in those last couple minutes that we have, where can we find each and every one of you besides Terra Arma? We all know where to find Terra Arma at this point, but personal IGs, what do you got?
Well, you can find me on Instagram at green275.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
275.
Typical
You can-
Ranger handle.
That's my favorite number as well.
Yeah.
I'm on Instagram. I don't even know what my handle is, honestly. I think it's just Kathryn Strauss.
Cool.
Or maybe Kathryn_Strauss. I don't even know.
That's okay.
One of those.
You know what? You could message Cameron and he will get you connected,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, ask our
Right.
producer questions,
Cameron.
please.
Don't worry, I'll just find everything.
Yes. Point here. I'm talking to the mic.
Just do it and post it.
Yeah.
Just do it in post.
Edit and post. Yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much for joining the show today. You guys have been
Thanks, guys.
absolutely awesome.
Yeah.
You guys have been awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, shucks. Well, this has been the Medevac Podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for listening. Ask questions.
Comment
Leave
below.
comments. Yeah.
Buy some stuff from Terra Arma.
Interact. Do it.
Take care.
Bye.